Well, I've had this up here for some time now. It was always just a put and look, but I've decided it's coming out. I'm going to build a full solid wall between here and the bedroom and just basically have a metal entrance. Maybe it'll do something in the future, who knows. So up there on the sides of my Mollycroft, I've decided I'm going to put 3mm MDF backed veneered plyboard. So it's only 3mm thick, it's this stuff, MDF backed. And I have 4 distinct curves to cut out and get extremely tight because it's only a thin metal on the roof that is going to follow that curve. And so I can't have any, large gaps or anything like that. So I've taken an offcut remainder of this that can bend quite easily. A couple of blocks nailed on there, and this is how I'm going to make my template. Well, that's reasonably locked into place. I hope it matches all 4 sides. Of course I've got to cut the window out of there, but the template worked well. Can't decide whether I've gone overboard with these two little LED light windows either side of the bedroom wall opening. I haven't done the other one yet, obviously, but there's kind of no going back because I've already cut the hole. It looks a little busy, but I don't know, I guess busy's okay. So that's my wall at the moment. I'll go ahead, I'll put the second LED light window there. I've kept the opening square, but with a bit of pattern timber from the old writing desk, the old roll top desk. All that dark timber is from the roll top desk. And I really wanted to utilise that, so that gives a little bit of a pattern here. There's going to be a really nice light up there in the middle on either side, one for the bedroom, one for the main room. I'll still line this with something, just something thin, to hide the put away dining table. I used a side mounted garage door brush seal. I was looking in the the door seals for the bottom of doors area, and I couldn't find a single brush one that was no deeper than that, and I wanted it to cover the whole of the whole table hole. And then I discovered the door ones for the garages, which are around about 2.7 meters long, so I had to buy that and use this much of it. But anyway, this is my wall as it is at the moment. It's possible this video could be a little bit choppy and all over the place. I'm still at a stage where I'm trying to problem solve a couple of things, especially with my gutters on the outside. I haven't solved my water drainage solution yet. I do want the traditional lion's heads up there with the water coming out of the mouth, but can't find anything like that other than lion's head door knockers, which the closest one's about 2 hours away on Facebook Marketplace. And the weather has been unpredictable at best. It's been very cold, but the cold didn't stop me. It's only the rain. So yeah, bit of a chopped up, all over the place, going from one thing to another kind of video, maybe, while I problem solve along the way. I'd love to get my windows in, but I didn't realise that when you re-putty a window, you've got to give it at least 2 weeks for it to harden up before you can give it a little bit of a sand or a paint. So there's no point building my window frames until they're ready. And then of course, I've got a massive amount of work outside as far as finishing, painting, decorative trim, all of that kind of thing. It's going to be nuts. Still much to do with the traditional Gypsy Wagon. What a challenge. It's a little bit gappy, but any tighter and I wouldn't have got that in. as it was, I had to break a little bit of the back groove tongue off. I could slide one in, but I could not slide the other in because I couldn't bend it in the middle to take two ends in first. Anyway, it's in. Well, that's about the best shot I can get of the inside wall of the bedroom. Now completed. The wire hanging out for the bedroom light. Very small space in here, so I don't have a wide angle. I'll probably get the GoPro on here and try that out. All I've got to do now is line the inside of the opening. I'm also going to line the inside of these two little bedroom LED light windows. Looks pretty good with the light coming through the other window. It's even better when it's sunnier. Ticking off the little jobs. A couple of cute little LED light windows in the bedroom. One of the two cheap timber bed frames with the bed heads and the bed ends that I had came in handy again. That's what this timber is. It's the slats that were in the end bed frames that were just doweled in and just knocked out really easy. They do stick out a little bit, but I don't mind that at all. It gives you a little bit of a shelf for whatever. But they've blended in well with the windows. Not sure about this wall yet, either side, whether I clear stain it, colour stain it, or paint it. Really don't know. Really don't know. But anyway, couple of little windows done. One more little job ticked off the list.